go to this cord deal. So the thing with the cords, actually, just take a breath for a moment. We're not going to quite go into meditation yet, but let me explain what we're doing. These cords, for those of you that don't know them, they're ropes of energy. They're literally like psychic lassos, like the cowboys used to have. And they are these energy attachments that can very much hook you into events from your past, and they can also hook you into people from your past regarding their, we're doing this very specifically about money right now, very specifically about finances. If you want to do, a lot of other cord work, just go on my website and get the course that's on psychic development, because there's 2 levels of it and there's lots of cord work. But we're doing this specifically about money, and it's really because you never know. It's just like cleaning out the closet. You can think you're having a certain attitude about money, like, oh, I'll never have enough. And in fact, there's a cord to somebody from your past. It could be an ex-partner. It could be a current partner. It could be a parent, anybody, that it was actually their belief. You could have had a father who always was panicked about money. And you could be, a lot of these cord attachments, especially with money, they get hooked into the second chakra right below the navel. There's a center. Sometimes they get hooked into the grounding center at the perineum, right at the base of your spine. And you'll literally see these ropes and you'll be like, wow, that person, their own wounds, their own fears. A lot of times, it's not that the person's trying to be a jerk. They're completely mired in their own fears and their own worries, and then you get corded into that as a child. Or even not as a child. It's easy to pick up cords still as an adult if they replicate childhood ones. So we're going to do this 2 different times, because we're going to do it, one, to see who comes up as a person, and then we're also going to do it because you can be corded to a past event that, is attaching you to something very significant. Like you could be corded to a past life. I know without a doubt, I've had this memory so many times that I was a geisha in Japan. I just know I was. I was a geisha in, anybody who doesn't believe in past lives is now going to be doing like, okay, here's the part of the call where we go into insanity land. But I have no doubt I was a geisha in Edo, in ancient Edo, outside of, as part of Kyoto. And I was a geisha who, geishas really did not have money unless they had their patron. And I had like some real terror about money in that life amidst all the beauty. I have very Japanese taste in some ways. I think I carried that over, the beauty of Japan, but somehow in that life there was a lot of fear, and that was part of the healing of doing this work for me over the years, was healing the fears that I had in that life, that I wasn't going to have enough unless one patron or another took care of me. So you just never know what's going to come up. So this is really going to give you a taste for this, because what I'm then going to suggest after we do this meditation now is that you do the meditation on your own a number of times, because, you're going to probably have more than one person come up. But today we're just going to look at the central person who comes up, and you're probably going to have more than one past life to clear, but we'll see what the central one is that comes up. Okay, so focusing on your breath. And just allowing your sit bones to go down onto the earth, really feeling as if the earth is supporting you. Feeling your mind quieting. And just feeling yourself very supported by the earth. And your mind is going to bring in, you'll just feel bubbling up into your being. Somebody's going to come into your mind that you're courted to about money. Could be a partner, could be a parent, could be someone from your past, but someone whose views about money you've been storing in your body. You may even notice where you've been storing it. You may see the rope attaching below your belly button. You may see the rope attaching to the base of your spine. You may see the rope at your power center. Just make up what's happening. Let yourself trust what you're getting. And just take the first person that comes. And I'd like you to say to them, we're complete now. We're now complete. I'm re-owning my connection to God's money. I'm re-owning that connection. I have my own holy connection to God's money. And to re-own this fully, because I deserve to live from a state of abundance, always trusting that I will have enough. Because I deserve that, and I deserve the good, and I deserve to be a vehicle for the good and a vehicle for abundance. I am now removing this cord. I'm removing this rope to you from my own body. And just feel that you're pulling it off, or you're burning it off, or you're cutting it off. It'll come off. You can even thank that person. You can wish them all the highest blessings, because you yourself are a vehicle for blessings and abundance, so you can bless them. But you can truly say, we are complete. This cord is no longer running into my system. I will now have my own relationship to God's largesse, and I will be free to be a vehicle for God's good and God's abundance. Just take a moment and really feel your body is no longer a host for that cord. You're completely free to be removing it. If at some point you notice it again, you can just whisk it right off. No cord can stay on your body without your permission. You're wishing them all the best if you want, but it's off. And if you see other people and you see other stuff, you can come back to those later. Whoever you got right now is central. That's why they came up. And you may even feel yourself much more in your own body, like you're affirming this body is the home for you, for the expression of your own spirituality in your own life. It's no longer receptive to a cord from that person. You will now have your own relationship to the divine and to your finances. Okay, now let's do one more thing. So now you're taking your attention and you're just going to see one image. It could be an event from this lifetime. It could be in a past life. But your psyche is going to show you one image from the past that you're corded to, that's keeping you in a place of fear or scarcity. Could be something that happened, could be something you're scared of, could be a memory. Let that image come up, whatever it is. And once again, just feel you have a rope. It's an energy rope. Feel as if that cord is attached right to that image, as if it's a movie that keeps replaying, and you're finally cutting that cord or burning it away, and you're saying, this memory, this image is no longer my reality. The power of God is so much stronger than this one specific dream. And just feel yourself releasing it, as if you're watching a balloon fly out in the sky. However you see it, it's leaving your body. It no longer needs to determine what's possible in this incarnation for you. It's no longer your story. You've cut the cord to it. And as you do, you're making space for the power of the divine will to come in and finally allow what's meant for you. Now, if you're getting many pictures and many things, that's fine, but you can come back to those later because you'll have the technique for doing it. But feel as if that central person and that central image, they're cut. And if they ever try to reattach, it's really like pushing away mosquitoes. Just straight off again. You're no longer available. And then just take a final moment back in your own body, and you're saying, it's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive, and it's easy for me to receive the highest divine plan in my life. And to trust that I am a vehicle for abundance, and I am a vehicle for the good. Okay, and then as you're ready, you can slowly come back out, remembering whatever occurred.